It's time for a tourism update. Get ready for the latest headlines, events, and interviews. Right now on Spotlight on Florida, the Governor's Conference on Tourism was a big success. We'll show you some highlights. The new numbers are in, and it's another record-breaking quarter for Florida tourism. And we'll talk to some of the winners recognized for their marketing efforts at the Governor's Conference on Tourism. I'm Joel Silver in the Spotlight on Florida newsroom. Let's get into some headlines. First up, the big event of the week, the Governor's Conference on Tourism. Oh man, what an event this was. We've been previewing it for weeks and it lived up to all the hype. The annual Governor's Conference on Tourism took place at the Omni Hotel at Champions Gate. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people packed into the annual event aimed at bringing the tourism industry together, talking about the latest trends and awarding outstanding efforts by tourism professionals around the state. And lots of key moments, including an introduction to the new CEO of Visit Florida, Brian Griffin. Griffin was appointed weeks before the event, but the meeting provided an opportunity for many to meet him in person for the first time. The main ballroom was full as they heard a presentation from Governor Ron DeSantis himself. The governor thanked everyone for their efforts to keep tourism strong in Florida and touted the latest numbers. Listen.
We're proud of our residents here. We're proud of the folks that work in the industry, but we're also proud that we've been able to be a source of happiness for so many families, not just throughout the United States, but throughout the world.
The three-day event brought several memorable keynote speakers and breakout sessions that zeroed in on latest trends in the industry. On the opening night, the Flagler Awards took place in a variety of categories. A bronze, silver, and a Henry Award were given out to tourism professionals from around the state. That Henry Award, by the way, named after Henry Flagler. The biggest news of the conference was the announcement of a brand new marketing campaign for Visit Florida called Live More Floridays. Chief Marketing Officer Brett Lakin premiered Visit Florida's new brand campaign, inviting visitors to look beyond the expected. In partnership with Margaritaville, the campaign is anchored with a special musical collaboration. Listen to this. Grammy-winning artist Mac McAnally has reimagined Jimmy Buffett's beloved song, Floridays, to capture the spirit of the campaign. Here's a quick preview.
Obviously, Mac, you have your guitar, and if you want to play a little something, please, step in.
Well, it's Jimmy's guitar, and he would really be pissed if I didn't. So, I'll stand up for a second. That's all right. Let's do it. And as far as
jingle came about, it was, there's a lot of ways you could play Floridays. We played it a lot of ways over the years. We've done it fast and slow and left out this verse and that. But in thinking about how it might like to go forward, and I credit Brett, we had a few conversations about this along the way, but I kind of wanted it to sound like it was built around Jimmy sitting and playing it, because that's what he did on the beach. So we made it. It's a 30-second jingle, so I'm not going to bore you for long with this, but just Fast lanes, planes, and trains in search of sand and sun. At the corner to walk and don't walk somewhere down US 1. Good time getaways, blue skies in all kinds of ways to make a few better days. Little more Floridays.
Next headline, and everyone at the Governor's Conference on Tourism was talking about the new tourism numbers released just before the conference. Florida has achieved another historic milestone in tourism, welcoming a record-breaking, listen to this, 34.4 million travelers in the second quarter of 2025. This all-time high for second quarter visitation further cements Florida's reputation as the national premier travel destination, but we all know that. Domestic travelers accounted for 91.5% of total visitation, with 31.5 million Americans visiting the state. Overseas visitation rose by 11.4% over the year to reach 2.3 million, with an additional 640,000 Canadian visitors visiting Florida. Key highlights from Visit Florida's Q2 visitation estimates include an estimated 34.4 million travelers visited Florida in Q2 2025. Domestic visitors made up 91.5% of the total, overseas visitors 6.7%, and Canadian visitors 1.9%. Overseas visitation increased by 11.4% compared to Q2 2024. The domestic air-non-air ratio was 37.7% to 62.3%. Florida's 19 commercial airports handled 28.6 million total enplanements. Punta Gorda plus 22.5%, and St. Petersburg Clearwater plus 14% saw the fastest growth. Room demand at Florida hotels rose by 1.2%. A big congratulations from Spotlight on Florida to all those people who made those numbers possible. And our final headline brings us to awards and recognitions. HGTV coming out with its list of the 20 best mid-sized cities in the United States, and 2 Florida cities made the list. When you're eager for a city getaway, but you're not quite up for the big city part, there are some bountiful options, and again, they name 2. According to the U.S. Census Bureau and the nonpartisan think tank, the Milken Institute, newcomers are flocking to these cities with populations from 100,000 to 500,000. You can visit for the outdoor pursuits, sporting events, and public artworks, but be warned, you might be inspired to stay in these places a while when you check out these places where the living is easy and the fun is almost guaranteed. Here's what they said about the 2 Florida cities on the list. Tampa. Tampa has a population of nearly 400,000, and it's showing no signs of slowing down, continuing to attract visitors with easy access to theme parks, major league sports teams, contemporary museums, and of course, white sandy beaches on Florida's Gulf Coast. Visitors flock to Tampa for Busch Gardens Tampa Bay and the Tampa Museum of Art, as well as the 2.6-mile Tampa Riverwalk that meanders alongside Hillsborough River. In fall 2022, Tampa welcomed its first ever 5-star hotel, the Tampa Edition. And then Port St. Lucie, Florida. Port St. Lucie, a town of more than 200,000 residents, jumped in population size by 5% in 1 year. Of course, Clover Park is a fan favorite. It's the spring training home for the New York Mets. But you're not a baseball fan? Not a problem. There are plenty of outdoor draws for nature enthusiasts like Port St. Lucie Botanical Gardens and Savannah's Preserve State Park, which is a go-to for kayaking, biking, and bird watching. For beach access, head to Jensen Beach for quiet stretches of coastline and fantastic fishing. Awesome. Congratulations to those 2 cities. All right, for our Florida event of the week, we go back to a major conference that brings agriculture and tourism together. The Florida Agritourism Association held its annual conference in Orlando recently. Agritourism continues to grow every year, and this conference provides unlimited information for those trying to get into the industry or grow the operation they already have. Let's take a look.
We're so excited that everybody's here today, and let me tell you, we have had so much fun today. Over 200 attendees, over 20 vendors from all walks of the event industry. It's so exciting to have those great conversations with people who are like-minded, who are having events on their farm, bringing the public out onto their farm, and the excitement is palpable.
I'm so excited about this year's Florida Agritourism Association Conference.
I'm looking forward to getting some new signage for my farm. I'm meeting new farmers, hopefully get some more women farmers in there, and just meeting everybody.
Visit Florida is proud to be a part of the Florida Agritourism Conference every year because agritourism is a huge part of why people are coming to the state of Florida. The conference this year has been absolutely amazing. There have been so many wonderful speakers at all of the different sessions. I've had a chance to learn so much about the agritourism industry and to meet so many potential partners and to learn more about their businesses.
You take the hardest, most difficult industry in the entire world, agriculture, and you pair it with the second hardest industry in the entire world, tourism, and then you make a baby, and there you have it. That's what y'all do. Thank you. You're the hardest working people on the planet, and you provide on both sides of the coin that which is needed.
We're here at the Florida Agritourism Conference because we are in our first agricultural experience. We bought a farm about a year ago, small farm with a bed and breakfast on it, and we really wanted to get to meet some of the community, learn what we can do with our property, and all the exciting things that are going on around us.
We've had a wonderful time meeting lots of other people who are doing similar things as us. We got to meet some new mentors who are going to help us along our journey, and we couldn't do it without them. We're still looking forward to coming back next year and seeing just how far we've come and how much we've learned and put into action what we learned at this event this year.
Congratulations to all those winners, and a big thank you to Response Marketing Group for sponsoring this segment. RMG, a leader in visitor intelligence and data-driven marketing, helps sports towns and tourism destinations unlock powerful insights with their Bullseye and Smart Pixel platforms, transforming customer data into actionable strategies. And now it's time to talk tourism. The Governor's Conference on Tourism has concluded, as we mentioned earlier, but we talked to so many people at the Spotlight on Florida news desk, and we will bring you all of those interviews over the coming weeks. But let's go to the news desk as we interviewed one of the winners from the Flagler Awards celebration on the opening night of the conference.
All right, coverage continues here at the desk. We're following the Flagler Awards and we're talking to more winners. Tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and what you won.
I am Sunny Flynn. I'm from Madeira Beach, Florida, and I won the PR award for riding the storm out, weathered, not broken.
What a big night. Watched you go up on stage there. Amazing. Tell everybody what it was that you won for and how it happened.
I won the Flagler Award that told a story about reopening our village, a small fishing village that was devastated by the storm. And for 3 months, we announced the openings, did PR releases, and we were really excited that we're recognized for that.
Well, I know you do great things every year. You're always at the Governor's Conference on Tourism. You're so integral to tourism in Florida. Tell everybody what they need to know about your place and how they get there.
So Jones Pass Village is Madeira Beach. It's one of the small barrier islands between Clearwater and St. Pete Beach. It is 2.5 miles long, a mile wide, and 110 individual businesses that need your help.
There it is. We got a Henry Award, another happy winner here. Stay tuned, more winners.
And that's going to wrap it up for our Tourism Talk segment, but we've got so much more for you to watch today because it's Watch on Wednesday, and we will be bringing you stories all day long.